Okay, let's start now. Okay, so today's topic is simulation and analysis with Altium Designer. So in this topic, we'll be learning about how to get the values for the circuit by simulation and analysis in Altium Designer. So I'm Rajeshwari from PCB GraphTech, Singapore. Okay, so now let's go for agenda. So first topic will be the schematic mixed signal simulation. So we'll be seeing about how to do the simulation in the schematic by using the mixed simulator. So where we can do the various analysis like your operating analysis, transient analysis, all this. Okay. Second topic is signal integrity analysis, which can be exist both in your schematic as well as in PCB. Okay. So when we do in the schematic, we can do it for with respect to reflection, and when we do in the PCB we can do both the reflection and crosstalk. Later we will see in more detail about it. So third topic is your PDN analyzer. So PDN analyzer is your power delivery network analyzer, so which is to determine what is the maximum power integrity analysis. Okay, from please try to rejoin. Can you all hear me? Okay, good. So they can hear me. Okay, so the PDN analyzer, we are going to see about how the power integrity analysis can be done to determine what is the maximum current can be passed through the net and what is the minimum voltage passing through the DC nets. So we are going to analyze it. Then next will be we seeing the live demonstration. And finally, if you have any questions, you can post it in the chat panel so that I can answer you at the end of the session. Okay, so now let us go to the first topic. So the first topic is about your mixed signal simulation. So this mixed simulator, which will be including your both analog as well as the digital circuits. Okay, so it is using the Berkeley Spice 3F5 engine. Okay, it is installed along with the Altium Designer software, and it is used in the schematic part. Okay, so also we have the limited PSpice support, meaning that the PSpice is also supported almost in the schematic for the simulation purposes. Okay, then when you come to the models, so you can attach the models to the components. So models like .mdl or circuit models, so you can just directly attach to the components in the schematic, either in document or in the library. Okay, so you can just attach all this. So here when we do this, you can do the analysis setup for the simulation. So this analysis setup, like you can set up your operating point analysis, your transient analysis. So there are different analysis you can do inside the schematic itself. Okay, and then that you can also collect the data for voltage, current based on the device and based on the active project. Then what are the active signals you want, so you can set it, and then you can determine the wave editor. You will see the wave editor here, which gives you the output waveform, like what are all the outputs I need, like AC analysis or operating point or transient analysis. So you can see all the waveforms in the wave editor, okay, after the simulation. So then you can also refer this manual documentation work for your circuit simulation analysis in this tech document. Here I have given you the link. If you want, you can just take photo, and then later you can just go to this link. You will get more information about this mixed signal simulation. Okay, so this is, we are going to see in a demo later. Then we'll go for the PCB signal integrity simulation. So in the PCB, we are going to use IBIS models. As I told you before, the signal integrity can be done either in the schematic or in the PCB. Either way you can do it off. So we will see in the PCB now. And then here the models used are all IBIS models. Okay, so this IBIS models can be added to the component either from the schematic or from the library itself. Okay. Okay, so then what are all the analysis we can do inside the PCB is you can do the reflection and crosstalk, meaning that you can determine if you're having the high speed net and then you want to determine what is the maximum reflection in the high speed net, you can find it off by the analysis, and then you can determine what is the crosstalk along between the two nets. So these all you can determine it here. I have some message here. Okay, sure. Then the models can be attached to the component is based on the schematic or the library. Later I will show you how you can attach it off. And then you can also, in the LTM, you can also generate your SIM model file, okay, which can be used for the model circuit. Okay, then here in the PCB, it will follow normally the design rules. Okay, in the PCB, you have to set the design rules for like your overshoot or undershoot, rising edge, all you can set it off, which will be later followed in the wave editor. Okay, so this all set up detailed in the design rule itself. Okay, then if you want to have the get started documentation for the signal integrity analysis, you can just go for this link. So this link you can refer more in detail about signal integrity analysis, how you can do it from the schematic as well as how you can do it from the PCB way. Okay, so then we'll see in demo later. Then the last one is your PCB, the PDN analyzer. So the PDN analyzer is a power delivery network analyzer, which is gives you the visual analysis of your DC voltage and current. Okay, so for your own PCB board, there is no need to import or export your file from your Altium software to some other software. So all is integrated within the Altium itself. Okay, so we can visually analyze your voltage and current of your DC analysis. Then you can also set your current limit. What should be the maximum current limit passing through the via or the trace? Then you can check whether the particular limit is passing or it is creating the violation. So you can do that. And once you analyze it, you will get the documentation result after this. Okay, so this is what we are going to see in PDN analyzer. And then there also you have a unique features like multi voltages, meaning that you can determine, you see this picture, you can determine voltage with different voltages for a network with 5 volts or power in voltage or 1.8 or 3.3. So different voltages can be analyzed at the same time. And you can also work different networks like your power in network, VCCO network, and VCC internal network. So you can add in the networks and it will become a multiple networks, and you can analyze the combination of the networks. Okay, so once you analyze it, the results will be seen at the background in your PCB. So you will have an interactive relationship between your PDN analyzer and your PCB board. So when you analyze, it will be done within a fraction of seconds, and the results can be seen behind in your PCB, which can be, so the issue can be found immediately and it can be solved immediately. Okay, so no need to transfer or import or export your files. There will be no missing of data. So you'll be very advantaged that you can do within the same environment of your Altium Designer software itself. Okay, so now getting started, you can refer this PDN analyzer, the manual here, example guide. You can go to this link. So going to the link, you will get more information how it works step by step. Okay, in the PDN analyzer. Then you can also refer this workshop for your power delivery network analysis. Okay, so now let's go for the demo. So we will see more in detail in the demo here. Okay, let me open here. So I'm inside the software. So now I have opened my mixed simulator in the schematic portion. Okay, so I'm going to do schematic mixed simulation. So open the circuit here. So when I open a circuit, you need the simulation sources. So here I have some simulation sources here, and the libraries I have added inside the component panel. Okay, it also have the library here. This NSC amplifier library I have. So I have the simulation sources and their libraries in the component panel. So now if I want to see what are the amplifier, for example, the model of this amplifier. So double click on this. Then the properties of this component will open. Coming down, you can see the simulation model here. Please remember, you will need a simulation model to do simulation. You cannot do it for a normal symbols like that. So I have a simulation model here. So if I need to edit the properties of this amplifier, I need to double click here. So when double click, you will see the properties here. The model kind, you can see it is a generic editor model. And then you can see the model name, the description is a subcircuit. And this model comes from this library of NSC amplifier. Okay, so coming to the below, you will see that netlist template. So the netlist for this component has a template of with the pin numbers. Based on the pin numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when you go for the netlist preview, so preview will give what will be the name of this pin. Okay, for 1, what will be the name of the net. So all you can see the preview here when you go to the netlist preview. And then if you go to the model file, you will see the PSpice, the model, all the information. Okay, is given here. You can see all this PSpice model information. Scroll down, you can see all the details. Okay, so these are the PSpice information given for this particular model. Okay, so you can refer it. Then if you go to the parameters, so you will see the parameter of the particular component, all the information. And then going to the port map. So port map is very much important. So this is the normal schematic pin, the numbers, and then the model pin. So the model pin, they should match with the correct pin here, and they should be ported here. Then only it will do the analysis. If they are not correctly ported, then it will not do analysis. Okay, so they should be correctly, pin should be mapped here. Okay, so if you want to check, you can just click here, and you can also change it off what pin you need to change. Okay, so let me click OK here. Then if you want to check for your capacitor, so capacitor, you can double click and then go down. You will see the simulation model here. So double click, you can see the simulation model is a model kind, is a capacitor here. And then you can say the netlist template is having only the 2 pins, so 1 and 2 here. And then going to the parameters, in the parameters you can see the value. Okay, what is the value of the capacitor you are using in the model. Then you can see the port mapping. So port mapping, the pins are mapped for the capacitor. Okay, all this information you can get it from here. Not only for the capacitor, you can also refer for the resistor. So resistor, you can also see the simulation model here, and followed by, if you want to add the simulation model, for example, we have the model. As I told you before, if you want to add the simulation model for your design, you can just add it here. So under add button, you can go for simulation. So click on simulation, will help you to do the simulation model add, you can add it here. So you know the prefix, you can add it, or go to the model, then you can browse for the location. Okay, so you can browse for the location and then you can bring in the model. Okay, so this is what you can do so that you will see the netlist template, prefix, and the model file, all this information. Then you click OK, the simulation model will be added to that component. Okay, this is what you can do it here. So now we know how to do all this. So next step is, remember, normally you will not see this simulate in your schematic document. Let me see. Okay, let me see here. You can see the simulate here. Previously, when you see this simulate, it will not be available in your general Altium Designer when you open. So you need to add in under from the extension and updates. It's very much important. When you see, normally you will not be able to see it. So you need to go for extension and updates. So under extension and updates, you will see there is a signal integrity analysis and mixed simulation. Now for me, this is under install tab. For your case, it may be under the purchase tab, and then you need to download and restart the software so that it comes under the install tab. Okay, so once you see under install tab, if you restart your software, automatically you will see them inside the simulate here in the schematic. Okay, so once you see simulate, you can just go here, and then the first step is you need to go for edit mixed sim setup. So this is a mixed simulator. I need to edit the setup for me. So when I click the setup, so here you will be able to see the analysis option, which I shown you earlier. So here I'm just going for operating point analysis, transient analysis. So if you click the transient analysis, you will be able to see what is the start time, stop time and what is the step time, all these. Okay, you can set your own, and then I just follow with the default with my Fourier, the fundamental frequency of 100. So I just follow with default here. And then if you want to have the parameter sweep, if you can have it, or if you don't want, you can just remove it off. Okay, so all these settings you can set it off here. And then advanced option, you can see some of the advanced options we have inside the schematic. Okay, under simulation. So once I just go with these settings, let me give okay. Okay, so now once we set up, we have to do the analysis. So to run the simulation, we need to go for simulate, run mixed sim simulation. Okay, so when I run the mixed simulation, you will see I have some of the warning messages. It will show automatically. So I just ignore my warning messages and then go for my output. Okay, now you see that I have a wave editor page. In the wave editor page, first I have on the bottom status bar, I have 3 boxes, because these 3 is the one I have set up. One is AC analysis, the operating point, and the transient analysis. Okay, actually I would like to show you how I set up this in out. Actually, I forgot this to show you before. Maybe let me close this. I can open again. Let me go for here, then edit simulation setup. Yeah, this side I forgot to explain you before I go there. So I just see collect data. So normally you want to have the node voltage, supply current, what are the outputs you want to see. Okay, for example, first if I choose node voltage and supply current, then you will see the parameters, the elements like your net, C1-2, VDD. So only these signals I can generate it for the output active signals. Then if I want to change it with the respect to supply and device current, I can get so many available signals. So from this I can take some as an active signals to generate the waveform, or you can change it to node voltage, supply current, then device current and power. So I want all these parameters, so I can just get the signals with all the device current, power, all these here. Okay, so from here I want to have the have this for my active project, and then in the SimView setup I want to show active signals. So active signals as a default we have in and out. So if I want to include one resistor, okay, I just include it here. So once I include, now I will see the output for these 3 signals, in, out, R1. Okay, so now let me give okay here and then run the simulation. So you will be able to see easier. Okay, so now you can see at the top you have the in signal, then the out signal, then the R1 signal here. Okay, so now you have a gap here. This one we can just add in any plot. Okay, add wave to the plot. If I want to add any plot, I can add it here. So for example, I want for C1 of power. Okay, I just add this. Then I click OK. I can see the waveform here. Okay, like this you can add in the waveform. Then once you see the waveform, I have in and the out. So you're with respect to time and the voltage, and for the capacitor you can see the name with the time and the power here. And then when I want to just compare my output to the input, I can just drag it to the input here, okay, to the origin. Then you can compare it here. So you can just lie on one another to see the how they varies with the input and the output. Then I just come back to the again to the origin. Now I want to see with the cursor A and cursor B, meaning that I want to measure the value at certain area. Okay, you can give the point, cursor A point and cursor B point, and measure it off. So let me do here, going for the wave, you can just create a cursor A. Okay, so creating your cursor A, you can adjust it with the height. Okay, so now you can measure at certain height here. So once I move here, you will see the cursor A, what is the time and what is the voltage across that particular point. Okay, then I want to place the cursor B. So the cursor B, you can just move it and then you can determine here. So when I move it to this point, for example, and then you can see what is cursor B, what is the voltage and what is the current at that point. So all these values for this out, it is highlighted, whereas the other waveforms are masked. This mask level is set here. Okay, based on this, they are all masked here. And then now you can refer this out values in the sim data panel. You will be able to see the A out value and then what is the B minus A in terms of the time. So all you can just see it in this graph here, in this sim data panel here. What is the rise time, fall time, and then all the informations here. Suppose you want to find what is the maximum frequency of difference between point B and A. Okay, you can also get that value. So to get that value, you can go for chart and then the chart option. Okay, under the chart option, you will see there is a cursor. So cursor, you can determine the frequency. So when you determine the frequency, just click OK. You will see what is the frequency difference between from A to B. Okay, so it is 215.54. So this one, you can also see it under here, the values, all you can see it here. Okay, all the informations you can refer it to this place here. It will give you the frequency of A to B is 215.54. Okay, so like this you can determine all the values here. When I clear it, all will be highlighted here, and then you can see based on your AC analysis. When I go to AC analysis, you can see your input output waveform. Here input you have, and then when you drag your output to the input, you can just move it to the, again you can just move it to C. So where it touches here, now I just clear it. You can see how the input and output differs. So the output waveform, it slowly comes to the 0 here. Okay, so you can see all the waveforms and you can compare it. You can just check with you can add in the source data to the waveform. You can do it all here. Then you can also add and recall the waveform, or you can just store the waveform, or you want to save it. You can just store particularly if you want to store any waveform, you can just go here, store the waveform, recall the waveform. And then under the document options, you want to see any waveforms in detail about your data points or the designator. So you can set it off here so that you will see all these informations in your waveforms. Okay, so this is how you can do it in your schematic side, and you can refer your AC analysis with respect to frequency versus voltage, and the transient analysis with respect to time versus voltage. Okay, so this is about your schematic mixed simulation. So now we'll go for the next one is about your signal integrity analysis. So in the signal integrity analysis, as I told you, it can be done both from the schematic or from the PCB. So first one, when you do from the schematic, you need to go for tools, signal integrity. Okay, so the main advantage if you do from the schematic side, you can do only with respect to the reflection. Okay, but you cannot include the crosstalk. Meaning is you don't have any routed nets in your schematic to do the analysis for the crosstalk. So you can do only the reflection analysis. Okay, for the signal for your schematic document. But remember, the schematic document should be in the project to do that. Okay, so this will happen. Now let me open my PCB document. For this, I'm going to do the signal integrity analysis. So the main purpose of signal integrity is to determine what is the crosstalk and what is the maximum reflection takes place in the high speed nets. Okay, so to set, first we need to set the design rules to analyze it. So here we have under the design rules, you will be able to see the signal integrity. So you have some of the rules here like a signal stimulus. If you add a new rule, you will see the signal stimulus from where to where the maximum to minimum signal should start and stop. Okay, what is the period time, all this. Then you will see the undershoot rising, what is the maximum voltage of undershoot rising. Then you can also set your impedance level. Then you can see your signal slope, rising edge, falling edge. So all this you can set it and the rules, and it will follow when you do the signal integrity analysis to show the violation when it exceeds the level. Okay, so you can set all here. I'm just following the default settings. So now I'm going to do the analysis for this. So to do the analysis, I'm going to go for tools, signal integrity analysis. So when I do signal integrity analysis, first step you need to see here, it shows error or warning found. So meaning that all the models inside my PCB is not having the IBIS model. Okay, some of the models are normal footprints. They are not in the models. That's why it shows that not all components have signal integrity models. I don't worry about it. Let me continue. Okay, I don't want all the models to be don't want all the components to be the models. Okay, once you do that, you can see in the status bar, it is running here. Okay, it is doing the analysis for me, and then it will open the dialog box of your signal integrity analysis to show how it has been analyzed for my PCB board. And then it show what are all analyzed, what are all the nets passed, and which nets failed for this board. All the informations I can see. Okay. So now it is going to open for me. Yeah, finish here. So let me just open it. Here I can see this dialog. Let me maximize it first to show you. So the signal integrity dialog box you can see. So the first there is a net, and this net is failed. Okay, it failed with the falling edge overshoot. Okay, whereas when you come to the other net, these are all not analyzed, meaning that they are not inside the models. When you come down, you can also see some of the nets are passed. Okay, just scroll down to see the other nets. So when I scroll down, you see all the other nets, they're all passed, which is in the model. So they all passed, so no worries. So the failed net will have the crosstalk and the reflection issues. So let me analyze that net alone to see where this occurs and what is the reflection and for that particular net. Because now for my case, I have only one net to be failed. So since I have only one net fail, I cannot do crosstalk. I can do only reflection, because crosstalk requires two nets to be analyzed to do the crosstalk. So I just bring in that net here. When I bring in that net, you can see I just minimize so that I can easily do the cross probing behind. Okay, when I bring in the net, you will see the designators U1 and U3 with the pin L1 and L4. So I need to do the cross probing. I want to do cross probing for this. So let me do the cross probing. Just right click and then cross probe to PCB. So when I cross probe, it will just zoom for me and then show where is the particular pad is. You see, this is the L1 pad. It is showing there it is. The net is starting from here. And then if I want to see for U44, just right click, cross probe into PCB. Then you will see here at the behind here. So the net flows from U1 L1 pad to 44 pad. Okay, so the net is going from here to here. We are going to analyze it now. Okay, so to do the analysis, I just maximize, and then you will see coming down what first, no termination. So there is no termination of is there, no impedance. Then I have a series resistance. You can include it. When I click, you will see what is the minimum resistance and what is the maximum resistance up to analyze for the net. Okay, so when I analyze, you can also include the sweep steps. How many sweeps you want between this 25 to 150, or you can change it your values. What should be a minimum impedance value and what should be the maximum value. And based on that, the sweep steps, you can also add in 10, 15, whatever you want, you can add in off. So once you do that, it will allow you to do the reflection. Okay, you can determine the reflection waveforms. Okay, now let me do the reflection here. I just click on reflection. You see, it is doing my reflection and I got the waveform behind. Okay, just move it down. So when I see the waveform, you will see in the left hand side the SIM data panel. So SIM data panel will have with no termination, and I have the 5 sweeps. Series resistor 1 to 5. So I just click on this with no termination. When I click the first one, it is for resistor R1 equals to 25 ohms. Then when I go for the second one, it is for resistor 56.25. So when I just click on this one of this, you can see the rising edge is too high here. Okay, so you can just come to the average, which is having the correct waveform. So you can see there is a maximum rising edge. So maximum reflection is here. So when I just come here, you can determine at what impedance you're getting the maximum exact output. Okay, what you want for your net to pass through. So you can determine all this here. Okay, so this is not only for this, then you can see on the top, this is for U3 under 44, the pad on net SRMO-A17. So which is termination with the resistor. And the below you can see all the information like comparison. So when I go comparison here and just scroll down, you will see all the waveforms for the particular with the different resistance value itself. Then when I go to the comparison 2 means you will see with respect to one and the other net with the same resistor value. So this is R1 equals to 47. So another one with a different net also with R1 equal to 47. So what is the comparison, how the simulation result looks like between this net and this net. how the reflection takes place. So then we have the crosstalk analysis between the nets. You can just click here. So it shows the crosstalk between these two nets. Since it is nearby, it automatically shows the crosstalk here. Okay, so not only you can also see the other analysis like here with respect to current 2 amps, 2 milliamps, then 4 milliamps. All this you can just view the waveforms for these nets. And then if you want to do the cross probing from here, you can also do the cross probing from here. So right click, cross probe to schematic, or cross probe to your PCB. You can just, it will go there. Okay, then coming to your chart, I want to see in terms of my FFT, fast Fourier transform, in terms of frequency. You can just create it off. So your FFT waveform will be generated with respect to your frequency. So the frequency versus your voltage. It's also, you can generate it off here. So this is for no termination value. We are determining this. Okay. Okay, so we can do all this inside your signal integrity analysis. Also, when you go for the other nets, like your comparison and other nets, you can also have a cursor going to the plot options we have, and then you can see, you can add in the plot if you want to add in. Then if I want to add in the cursor A, cursor B, and then you can determine what options you to determine with frequency, you can see here. And then you want to edit the wave, remove the wave, all you can just do it off. Okay, so all you can do it in this wave editor itself. Then when you select the particular waveform, you will see the measurements in your SIM data panel here below. Okay, the measurement values, what is the rise time, fall time, what is the minimum time, maximum time, all this information you can refer it off. Okay, so this is about your signal integrity analysis. You can do it here. So once you do, if you want to just find out how it works, so let me select these two both at the same time, and then I just okay, let me do the select the net here. Okay, it goes to that particular net. So from here, I want to select that net here. I can go to the PCB panel. You can go to the nets and then choose the net here. So let me choose that net from D5 and D6. Because I just, this is for the, you have here net, hold the shift key. Yeah, you can see here the D5 net, which you are seeing here in your crosstalk, and D5, D6 comparison. Let me zoom here. You will see D5, D6 net, which produces the crosstalk here. This is what we are seeing in the analysis of the crosstalk here. Okay, at the top you will see here. Okay, so under the crosstalk you have seen D5 and D6. Okay, this is what we are seeing here. So this is how we can analyze it. So now let me go for the last one, which is your PDN analyzer. So PDN analyzer, I'm just going to show you how to analysis in your power delivery network analyzer, which is also an integrated software inside Altium, but we need to have a separate license for it. Okay, so meaning that if you buy the license, you can use it inside for simulation of power integrity analysis, and no need to import or no need to export, everything within the same software. Okay, so you need to go for tools, then PDN analyzer. So once I just open, you will see the PDN analyzer, the setup. Yeah, it opens like this here. And then let me open, just move here. If I want to bring in a circuit, for example, I open file, open here, then I just go for desktop simulation analysis. Okay, let me open here the file. So I just open a file here. I'm going to analyze this network. So when I click here, you will be able to see the network here. So how to determine, how to draw this network first of all. So let me show you how to draw this network here. I will just go to the schematic document of this power sheet behind. So now it's easy for me to compare and show you behind. So when you see this, for example, I just move up. Yeah, you can see it here. For my case, I have the power in net. So when I zoom in, you will see the power in net. So the power in net I have here. So which is the input net here, and it is extended net is your net D1-2, which is from your diode. And then I have added 5 volt. So this is what the multiple nets we can add together to do the simulation. Okay, so these are all the multiple power nets I have added, and then you can add in the load here. Okay, the load is added here is your VCC out and VCC internal. This is the voltage regulators. So these voltage regulators I have added at the load. So you can refer, VRM is the voltage regulator model. I have added them, and then this are created as a separate network here. Okay, so as an input as VRM, and they are connected to the loads. Okay, similar I have VCC internal network also. So all these are taken from my this schematic network. I have to choose the power pins for the input and the outputs from here. So once I get this, I need to simulate this. To simulate before, we can also do the settings. Like I want this to be the maximum current to flow through the this layer or something like that. So just right click, you can go for settings. When you go for settings, you will see the simulation settings here. You can choose pure copper or PCB copper. You can choose it off here. And then you can see wall thickness, via wall thickness, how much you want, you can set it here. Then when you go to the limit, so under the limit, you can set what should be the maximum current density through your surface layer and the internal layer. For example, I want 90 amps per mm on 90 amps for both the surface layer and internal layer. So once I set it, I just click OK. So after my settings, I need to analyze it. Okay, so when I analyze, I will be able to see the simulation results. So let me see here. Below you can see the simulation analysis. Yeah, I just bring it to the top. You can see by begin analyzing here. So it is analyzing the network, and then it is doing my simulation progress. So 92.28%. Then it will find out whether any violation is there or not for my PCB board, which allows maximum current density. I set up is only 90, but if there is a behind 90, it will show the violations. Okay, now you can see all the three I have violations. So meaning that you can see first in my power in network, it is highlighting with the red dotted lines. So if I move my mouse here, it automatically show the violation at location. So non-via violation at this location. Okay, of bottom layer. So actual current passing is 95.97, but the limit I set is only 90. Okay, this one I need to overcome this violation. So I need to, next one, if I go for VCCO, again I go here, then it shows the violation, non-via violation at this location at the bottom layer of current density. So the current density is 108, okay, which is greater. So this is, we are going to see how it works in my board. I just click on power in, double click on this violation. When I double click, I need to open my PCB. Okay, so I just move this little bit left hand side, so easy for me to show you. I just bring in here. Okay, so what happens here is, let me show this, removing the overlay. Yeah, this is my power in output here in this based on the simulation. So when I just click here, this is the output, I display the value. So what is the maximum voltage? You can refer it here. What is the minimum voltage I'm getting and what is the maximum voltage I'm getting at the output? You can see from the input to the output, you can refer it here. And then from here, I want to see what is the maximum current density and which location I have the maximum current density. So I just checkbox this current density here and highlight the maximum peak values. You can see here current density, highlight peak value. So it automatically zoom here, you will see it is showing the line, the trace is having the maximum current density at this point. So I need to go to this location and change this trace width. Okay, meaning that I need to increase the width of the trace to allow the maximum current to pass through the trace. So what I need to do, I just click overlay. So it will show my board details all. So I zoom in here and then double click on this. I just go to the width of the trace and then change the width of the trace to be some 1.3 mm. Okay, I just click OK, enter. Then once I do that, next one I just go for my VCC internal. So when I go to VCC internal, it shows the violation is via. Okay, the via hole size is 0.3, meaning that the via size is small. It doesn't allow, it allows only 900 milliamps, but it needs to allow the maximum current this much. So I need to go to this via size and maximize the size of the via. So I just double click on this. Okay, once I double click, it will be zooming me to the location of this VCC internal the via. Okay, I want to see it in the 3D view. So I just click 3D and then I can just use the shift key to rotate and see. Okay, so the via size is small. When I rotate it, I can see the board, all the details here. Okay, and then I want to, this is with the overlay, I can just see all the detail here. Now I need to edit the size of this via here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, change to 2D and then double click on the via, change the via size. Okay, so I just change the template of the via to be 90 and 60. So once I have done, let me save this and then I just run the analysis again. Please remember, I changed it only for the PowerNet and the VCC internal. I didn't do changes for VCCO. So still the violation for VCCO should be there. Okay, so now you can see it is your begin analyzing my network. Then it is doing the analysis. Okay, so now you can see, yeah, so analysis is done. Here you can see the green checkbox, meaning that there is no violation with my PowerNet. You see there is no red dotted lines. So meaning the violation has gone here. When I go to VCC internal, it is also green checkbox, the violation has gone. So when I go to VCCO, it still have the violation. At the background, you can see it is showing the violation at this point. Okay, so this one we need to solve later. Okay, so now we can see all this based on this highlighting the peak values. And also you can see the output based on the net, based on the layer, all these informations. Okay, so coming down, you can also see the visually the pin details. So pin informations, you can see what is the component, which pin is used for the analysis, and what is the voltage and what is the current level there. So for pins, then for the vias, which layer to which layer they're flowing, and what is the voltage and the current level there. Okay, all you can just see it here for VCCO. Because I have selected VCCO, so it's showing with the VCCO. Okay, the source voltage source pin, all the details you can refer it here. So it is pass or fail, all this information you can refer. Okay, then later you can also generate the report from this PDN analyzer by going for the generating report. Okay, so this is about your PDN analyzer, where you can analyze to determine the maximum current or minimum voltage across your circuit. So we can analyze it and we can solve the issue at the background of your PCB, and then we can get the required result what we need. Okay, so then with this demo is over. Let me go for the, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I will stop with this my presentation.